Tuesday, Coffee with markz, July 15, 2025. Markz's note: please consider everything on this call as my opinion. People who take notes don't capture everything, and it's best to watch the video to understand everything in context. Be sure to consult a professional for any financial decisions. Member: good and wonderful Tuesday morning. Member: happy half of 2025, 6 months have passed. What are we going to do with the rest of this year? Member: please, Mark, tell us something amazing. I really need something positive in my life right now. markz, a friend of the podcast, has a friend who is responsible for software implementation at one of the largest banks in the US. One of the 3 largest banks. They've had to work tirelessly on updating software since Trump and the US attacked Iran's nuclear facilities. They weren't working on it until this happened. markz, so they've been constantly updating the software of this world-leading bank. They're told it's because Iran will retaliate by destroying our banking infrastructure. That's the excuse. They didn't even take the 4th of July off to update equipment, software, and hardware. Isn't that interesting? markz, it could also be a cover or a key moment to implement the QFS, etc. markz, I received this a few days ago, but since I'm inundated with emails, I missed it. I'm very sorry I missed this one. markz, I walked into a regional bank and asked the teller if they had a Dell A-RU machine. She quickly passed me on to the bank manager. The manager took me to her office and closed the door. She asked why I needed one, and I told her I would be participating in the upcoming currency exchange operations and wanted to know if the tellers were trained. markz, she said they were acquiring a Dell A-RU machine for this location, but that only she and her backup manager would facilitate the transactions. She never asked what currencies I had. I never gave her that information. She said that when the time came, I or my assistant could come to me to handle my transactions. I declined the offer, saying I wanted to be treated like anyone else. markz, a few weeks passed, and I went to a teller to do my banking as usual. I asked if the bank manager was in and was told she was at lunch. As I was leaving, the teller told me that the bank manager was coming to talk to you. She explained that all the tellers had been notified if I came in to look for them. the bank manager arrived, and I blushed for making her lift her plate to answer a trivial question. No matter how hard I try, they won't treat me like anyone else. This is a true testament to the fact that even some regional Tier 3 banks are aware of the upcoming reset and will participate in the negotiations. markz, thanks for sharing this. I filtered out a few things to protect individuals and businesses. Member: Mark, can you share if your securities contacts have received their funds now that ISO 20022 has been activated? markz, I have some key securities people who predicted a big move last weekend with the new systems. They have meetings today. So in the next podcast, I should hear how those meetings went. I hope the message I get is we have money. markz, from Iraq, my relationship with Barzani is good, and our disagreement is legal. We tried to convince Sadr to return to the elections, and there was a lot of internal fighting to try to force Kurdistan to cooperate. markz, when will Sadr turn the tables? A new equation threatens the establishment's dominance in the 2025 elections. Sadr controls the votes here. He is also pressuring Barzani to resolve the Kurdish issues. markz, to enhance electronic payments, government meeting to activate Apple Pay in Iraq. It went exceptionally well, and there is a follow-up meeting in 2 weeks. Iraq is going electronic and needs payment systems. Probably 80% of the cash is hidden under mattresses, etc., in Iraq. When more citizens adopt this practice and deposit money in banks, its potential will be unleashed. You have to put water in the pool before you swim. There is great progress. markz, Sudanese consultant reveals the most important pillars of revitalizing Iraq's treasury, a sound economic policy. I loved this one. Foreign investment is important for Iraq. Member: does Mike Barra believe the VND can be as low as 0.47 and we can also be taxed? Member: I always thought the worst-case scenario would be 0.47 cents per dong, but I would love it to be higher. Hi. Member: so Trump and the administration have been in the headlines in recent weeks regarding agreements with Iraq, Indonesia, Vietnam. And do you think this would favor the RV? Member: I just got a notification that Trump signed a trade deal with Indonesia. The rupiah is one of the currencies rumored to be revalued. What a coincidence. markz, It's crazy that these are some of the first deals Trump signed. I loved it. Member, so much misinformation and misinformation. I'm worried I won't believe it when it actually happens. Member, I hope the 800 numbers arrive this week. What do you think, Mark? Mark Z, I don't know the timing, but I feel pretty good about this month. Member, Charlie Ward, you said the RV would happen on a Thursday. This Thursday is the 17th. Member, Mark, great job with John Dowling yesterday. Member, enjoy your day, everyone. See you tomorrow morning.